Okay, recording has been started. Good evening, good morning, everyone, depending on your time zone. Today we have a precious guest, Arthur Koenig. Thanks a lot, Arthur, for joining me. We're going to talk about public real-time analytics, and we are going to have some fun, hopefully.
Yeah,
In the chat window, you can find two different YouTube links. If you'd like to watch previous recordings, the first link is for that purpose. And for Turkish audience, you can see another playlist which contains more than 14 hours of free Power BI training. My name is Salil. I'm a data platform MVP. I'll keep it short. We are listening to you, Arthur. Thank you.
yeah, hello, and thanks, Halil, for inviting me, and thanks to everyone who's attending this session. And even if part of my family is living in Turkey, actually, unfortunately, I cannot speak Turkish more than saying
Turkish is
hello.
difficult language. If you speak German or English, Turkish is difficult, definitely. Vice versa is also correct.
Yeah, so still nice to meet you, and then you can, of course, ask questions afterwards. Yeah, I'm Arthur, and I don't have so much about me. So this is my company. We are like a small consultancy in Germany focused on Fabric and Power BI. Here you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm happy to connect to anyone. And here is the DatenWG, my own YouTube channel, where I also have some international guests in the podcast and sometimes also English speaking streams. So feel free to follow. It's small already because we restarted it from scratch a few months ago. Yes, and now to the real-time intelligence story. And at first, I will talk about the story behind the use case. So why I actually created this like it is. And then I will show a live demo and I can show all the components of real-time intelligence. I think it's more easy to use than you actually expect. So it was for me like this, and I hope it will be for you too. Yeah, the story began with in the start of the year with these are my colleagues, and yeah, we were thinking, it would be nice to have some gaming related demo at a convention we go to, and we were sponsoring an event. And so I'm thinking, okay, so I think people like in our age like gaming, and then we should do something about it. And indeed, at the SQL conference in Hanau in February this year, we had some small booths, and we had some Mario Kart there. It was fun for us, but actually the people do not stick that much because I think one reason was there was not so much like a demo inside. It's just a small screen, and also, yeah, we were not showing anything of our expertise. It was just some stickers and some games. It's fun, but it's not showing any expertise. Someone who do it better is Microsoft themselves. Microsoft had some like real-time intelligence demo gaming booth at the FabCon in Vegas in the beginning of this year. And when I saw this, like from Rezaret on LinkedIn, you can just scan the QR code and you can watch this video. It was actually also at Fabric Europe this year, this demo. So if anyone was there, then you could have taken part in this. But it was also like a disadvantage too, because they just shown like the rankings. So you play something, you see the rankings actually in the game, and then you have some real-time dashboard with exactly the same rankings. For me, it was a little bit too, yeah, like you're using some complex, yeah, a tool to do something you already have. It's not really like the value. So in a real company, when you say, I want to grab some signal and show actually the same stuff you already know, I think it's not a good business case. it's cool for demo, but not for business. And so we were thinking about which business case could we have with real-time intelligence as a good showcase, as a good marketing case. And then we went to a bar camp. So bar camp, it's like we are debating about some topics, and yeah, this was a good idea to sharpen the business case, because we were still like, oh, we need to grab something that's happening at the screen and to show some extracts, some statistics. But when we were talking there with like people who were not so invited in this, at first, what was actually like proof that the idea was good, because at a bar camp, people vote for the topics, and there's no agenda. People bring in their own topics, and then they vote, and then the topics that are most popular, they will be discussed. And even when something like real-time streaming and gaming is like not the typical topic for such data-related dry conference stuff, it was voted. So the topic is working in marketing terms. And then we just needed to sharpen what we actually want to do with this streaming. And then one of the participants told us, yeah, so when you show something from a game, so how fun is it really to watch other people playing? So when you are not really into like esports, it's like watching like some lower class football players. It's also only fun when you're really involved with them. So when you're father of a kid and he's playing actually football, okay, then it's very interesting and involving. But when you're just watching some random people who are not especially good at something, it's like underclass football for watching, and it's only interesting when it's some emotion inside. Like when the people are going crazy, then you also can watch underclass underclass football. And was our idea, like to turn the perspective and use real-time analytics not to grab things from the screen where it's actually digital, but grab things from like the people who are at the other side of the screen. And already on the way back from this bar camp, my colleague Markus, I think he was also once at the Turkish user group here, so with another topic, but he was already coding this kind of stuff and say, oh, okay, there is a Python library which can actually grab my face and can extract some emotions like sad, neutral, happy and stuff. And it was only a little bit more than 1 hour to 1.5 hours actually to fix this stuff in a train. And then like the back end was ready, then we had some signal, and the idea was to send this part of signal to Fabric real-time analytics. And as I will show every part, I just show the architecture overview first. So this is like the zone where we want to be the people inside. Then we have the camera. The camera is looking at the people as we have seen right now. And then there are some Python libraries who film the people and extract emotions. And then we have some JSON structured data to send to Fabric real-time analytics. And this is actually the topic where we want to deep dive today. The Fabric zone, we need an event stream, we need an event house to store this data and to process it. And then I used Power BI for the dashboard. You also can use the inbuilt real-time dashboards, but you're still more flexible with Power BI, and I'm more comfortable with it. So we started with this one. Then we created the final setup, and this is how it looks like in the wild, like when two people are playing. So we have three screens now, one for the playing, one for with the camera to track this, and one for the demo purposes. It's still quite small here, but you will show me later we used a better one. This was at quite a big convention, and it was a success because it was not only, hey, come by and play something with us, but it was also about showing expertise. It was kind of involving, oh, what is this? What is this phonometer? What's showing? It's the happiness is yellow, and this is the measure of happiness. That's interesting. And yeah, it was involving the people a lot more than just some booths without anything. And you can start a talk with this, and it's also showing we can build with Power BI like a full stack setup from the data source to the dashboard. And we already showed it several times at other events like the Fabric on-site meetup here next to Düsseldorf, and also in at Data Saturday Rhineland, and like in a small version again. And this year's FabCon Europe, it was quite fun. I visited another booth, and they basically have stolen the idea of filming people here. It's me playing ping pong with some of them from this company. And yeah, it was quite fun to see that the idea was already adopted by others, which I see as kind of an honor, and think that this can be a business case for real-time analytics. That's good. Yeah. This page
Seems like you had fun. You had some fun.
yeah. This is still fun. And here the idea was they are not filming the faces of with the fun, but they are filming the how long is the game actually, how many ping pongs do you have? But it's still something. Okay, you cannot. It's actually an analog game and not digital. So digitalization with a camera makes sense here. But I also
let's jump straight into this demonstration. I'm really wondering how you set up your public environment to get this data in real time.
Yes, and this is where we are now. For anyone who wants to have the code and the template for everything I'm showing, you can just scan the QR code, but I will also provide the slides to Halil afterwards, and then you can find it. And then here are the parts of this. So one part, it's just the capturing part is local Python code that's running, and you can see this is the other camera. This is the camera that is linked to my laptop, and it's filming myself. And here we can see when we read it, okay, that's player one with some emotion is neutral. When I try to look really happy, then I think the happy emotions will also follow here. Okay, now I was angry and neutral. And you see, like every second, the JSON is created out of my photo. And it's also good to show this, because when people are concerned about privacy, oh, why you're filming me, everyone can see it's just a JSON. It's no personal data stored anyway, and what's sent to the cloud is only this extract. It's completely anonymous. But,
okay, first question from myself. This is a Python code running in VS Code. How did you get this, or is it kind of free library?
Yes, it's a free library, so it wasn't actually anything. I only built the setup how to connect it to the Fabric endpoint, and it's very easy because you don't have to do much with it. Everything else is a free library that you can use, and on Marcus GitHub you can find everything what you need, and actually to find where to get it, like the DeepFace. And in DeepFace library, it's easy to install even if you're not yet using Python and custom libraries on a daily basis. So
maybe it's better if you could paste the link to this GitHub repo until this recording is
fantastic.
being published. People might like to try it.
Yes, of course.
I should have done this before. Sorry.
Let's do it. Okay, here it is. This is much easier then. So this is a part you like the observation zone here with Python. It's independent from Fabric, but just creating some data out of your faces. It could be anything else too. So I think we just used it, and the only adjustment was about the how to send it to Fabric, the outgoing link of it, and where to find it. I will show now this Event Hub connection string. And I think in the sample code you will find this xed out one where you can put in your own event stream. So let's go to, and the output will look like this. So it's already live. I decided just to let it run, and it works. So I'm quite 27% of fun and a lot of neutral. So it's still room for improvement, but it's getting more fun through this meetup. And I think maybe the Ironman mask or anything is perceived as player 2. It's already it's almost 0 all the time. That's funny. But yeah, this is like the emotions that are sent as a final product, and everything what's between is this kind of emotion stream. I will show you the Fabric setup here first. When I start with the report and show the item lineage, that's everything you need. Besides the local Python code, of course, you have this the report, the semantic model. You have a KQL query from a KQL database, which is inside of an event house, and you fill the event house with streaming data from an event stream. When you look inside of this emotion stream I created, you can already see here is an incoming endpoint and here is an outgoing endpoint to the event house. So I created also this blank workspace, Meetup Live, where I can just create a new event stream, so you can follow all these necessary settings that are not much to reperform this. And I create a new event stream, new emotion stream, then just say create, and everything, like everything in Fabric, it's very easy to set up comparably complex stuff, and you don't use actually a data source, but you use a custom endpoint, because from the event stream perspective, it doesn't know which data will come in. And we want to send this JSON from VS Code here. So we need a custom endpoint. And I just say, okay. And then custom endpoint new. This is something that wasn't there before. The schema association, I will skip it for now. And then we already have this nice setup here. Then we have, okay, it's still empty. And then we can say, okay, now I need some kind of transformation if I want. In my final result here, I don't have any transformations in the real time because I prefer to do it in the Gusto query. It was, just a more kind of a comfort zone for me. And I needed this to be fast. So I skip the transformation and go directly to a destination. And the destination here can be an event house. Event house is like the default item to store and process real time in Fabric. And when I see like direct ingestion, it will take everything that I sent through this custom endpoint and through the event stream to an event house, and I can say, okay, can even say like event house 1 as a name, and but here I need an actual an event house, and it's, yeah, as you have seen, this new blank one is empty, and this is why I prepared everything here to keep it running. The settings are actually, you choose a workspace, you choose an event house, and you choose a KQL database inside of this event house. It's not more than that. If I were to want to create like anything from scratch, I would just go back to this Meetup Live and to create an event house. So here it comes. So I will not finish this in this workspace and just for showing the most necessary settings, because at some point you have some lags because it needs to adjust to the schema. It's just a few minutes, but it's not predictable. So just for you, don't hesitate if the first real-time contact is not really like immediately there. Here's like the event house. It already created the default KQA database by default, where you can store the data. You could query data, but it's empty. So I go back to my overview, and then I have to go back to the stream. I couldn't save it. It was quite stupid for to create this without having an event house. Then event house, direct ingestion, and now event new. Now I can save this. So and now I try to publish, and yeah, that's it. It's empty for now because no data is streaming inside. But when you go to this endpoint, you have some settings here, and you have also the endpoint IDs where you can play with this. You have the event hub name, you have the shared access key name, and you have all this authentication here. And when you need it fast and need to use it in something, I prefer to just create some sample code here. It's Java only for now, but the number 15 here, that's the most important one. You have an endpoint ID, and yeah, this big string here, it represents an endpoint, and it already has the shared access key. Yes, be used responsibly, because I just copied this one for demo purposes for today and just pasted it here in my Python notebook, just to have it as a endpoint where I can push all this JSON data to. It's just an endpoint and a key, but yeah, if you don't want to store your credentials in some Python notebook publicly, you can also hide in some variables. You can also hide in some files if you want. But normally something that's streaming from machines, it needs to be secured. Not everyone should have access to this sending script, which is actually this notebook here. But the good side of it, it's when you just need a quick demo, it's not much setup. You just paste this kind of string here, and the JSON is sent to this endpoint. So basically the endpoint itself, it does not need to know anything about the schema, because when you start streaming, and this is what I can see in my endpoint that is actually running, I can see, oh, okay, this is how it's coming in. I have some metadata like the timestamp, and I have this JSON here, where everything what you can see in the Python notebook is here, like the dominant emotion, the other emotions with percentage, and layers 1 and 2. And that's it. If you choose direct ingestion, then all the database schema and everything is created and in the cost to database kind of automatically. But yeah, when you set up it the first time, some minutes can take some minutes until it appears here, and then you can choose it, and everything runs right. Now we can go to the event house and see what's inside. I already have shown it a little bit, but this one is actually running by now, so it sees okay. This is how it's processing, and I can go to this KQL database, and then you can see, okay, today there have been some suggestions and also queries because this Power BI report runs in real time and it queries it also every second. How I created this report out of this Custo database. So I have a table here. The table in Custo is still stored as it is, like with the nested JSON. So the event house can do it, and Custo is made for handling nested JSONs. But when you need it as a table, like for Power BI, it's more efficient. Then you can just create a query set here. And for example, here, this is actually not my query set, but here, this is but this is just for testing, like when I just say table of fun, and then I take 100, and it's like in SQL, you can just mark it and then say, okay, this is just some random 100 emotions from my stream. Actually, a real query that you would need is here just to show the table of fun. It's the nested JSON, and when I need to have it like a table that is very good, suitable for Power BI, it looks like this. So with a still with a timestamp, with a player ID, with a dominant emotion, and I've done it with like 10 minutes of timestamp. This is an important thing because I just took all the data that is 10 minutes or newer. I'm quite wondering this timestamp is here, but yes, it's in the Power BI report. It's right. We will see now how it arrives there. And then you have all this emotion percentage, and it's not more than this. And you do with this kind of extend, it's like expanding this JSON, and I have even some from fewer versions that I removed, I think, in GitHub of Marcus. And there are also scripts for age and gender, which we removed because it's useless, just clutter, but it's in this library. Yeah, and yeah, this is like a Custo. You also can say like, or ask ChatGPT when you are using Custo the first time, how I can, I have this kind of JSON and how I can create a table from this. It also works quite well, and then you can craft it a little bit more. You also can use it to like create the Power BI report just from here. It's just like it's loading a little bit, but then it will create a Power BI report in the web, and you even can download this Power BI report. In my Power BI report, I also have this offline version here that is also constantly refreshing live. How does it look behind the scenes here? I can show in Power Query. This is like this Custo cluster. You will find it in the event house. I can show now because we already know everything here, right? And this is just here this query URI. I can just copy this, and then you will also get some string you can paste into Power BI. But when you're doing it the first time, you can also create like the kind of a query directly from the event house, and then you get the Custo query also as part of the code. So this is exact the same code that I had in my Custo query. And what's interesting, it's the connector is still Azure Data Explorer and there's no special connector for Custo. So when you try to find any Custo query or KQL, it will not show you anything. But when you look for Azure Data Explorer, then it's like the before it's in brackets, it's already Custo, but it was in Azure before Fabric was around, and it's the same technique. Yeah, and besides that, it's basically the query, and yeah, be responsible about the timestamp, because when I started this, I want to have like a demo and to have historical data for a whole day. Yeah, it's a very bad decision because it consumes a lot of CU, because Custo is one of the few use cases I would use direct query for, because it is real time, so it needs to be processed in real time, and that's why the actual streaming data is in direct query. For other use cases, I almost never use direct query because it's slow, it's not fun, but Custo is indeed very fast, especially when you limit yourself to flat tables and do not have a complex data model. Then you can use Custo very well for this purpose. And something that's also I do not very often is this kind of automatic refresh, but it's something that you can, I think, turn on in your, I think it's not where you expect it to be. Let me show you. Yes, it's where when you have a direct query model and just do not choose anything. And sorry for menu being in German. You have the page refresh toggle here, and then I can say it's on, and every 2 seconds this page refreshes by itself. I do not need to hit this refresh button manually anymore. Of course, it makes only sense when you have direct query in place, and direct query is good when you have Custo in place. So all the pieces work together very well. When you publish this report, like I did here, it also works, but you should be aware of one capacity settings that I forgot it during a demo, and then it wasn't refreshing, but I did the setting, and that's why I show it. You can go to admin portal and you can go to capacity settings and choose one of your Fabric capacities, Fabric capacity or the trial one. It doesn't matter. Just go inside, and then you have Power BI workloads. So when for some reason you set everything up like this, but it's still not working as it is, then it's here. Automatic page refresh, minimum refresh interval. The default of a Fabric capacity is 5 minutes. So when it's set to 5 minutes and you want some real-time demo where data is processing in real time, then it's not good when you have 5 minutes in place here. And that's why I recommend when you're using real time, then you have to do this. And yes, it's only one setting for the capacity. So when you're creating such a demo, then everyone on this capacity will be able to do 2. And when I tried this with an F2, it lasted only 1 hour, and then it was overloading, and my F2 was, I need some recovery from this real-time activities, because real-time consuming some CU, and especially not the event house itself that much, but also the direct query. So when you limit it to 10 minutes, it's quite okay-ish. but it's still not like a very cheap job. So you should be aware of this when you're using a direct query and especially with real-time data and Gusto and streaming. When you do this, then you can set up such a dashboard and have live streaming data as I have shown so far. Okay, I think that have been the ingredients of this kind of setup. So if you need to know anything more, just feel free. I don't know if it's common to also record the questions, or if you have some, Halil, of course, we can also have them on a record. But yeah, thanks for to joining and to watching this. I hope you had some fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. Any question from the audience? Okay, to make a report that runs real time, we need event stream, event house, and depending on your source, you might choose different databases like KQL, Custo query language, and then of course a Power BI model with direct query connection and with proper settings in your tenant regarding that automatic page refresh interval.
Yes, and unfortunately, there's this original Python code. It's still quite load heavy, so you cannot use it on a Raspberry Pi or anything. We tried, and it was just you need some power, so you need a real notebook. And even the company which was doing this ping pong here, they also used a real computer for this, and not Raspberry Pi or something. So it would be much more handy to have it and not always to have the extra laptop for this stuff, but so far I don't have found a way to make it run on smaller devices, and I do not want to send photos to some cloud because it raises privacy concerns and people are not happy with this. You need some agreements when you're doing it publicly. Yeah, so if anyone has some ideas, and feel free to reach out. I would be very happy.
Okay. By the way, anyone with a tenant which is 90 days older, you can start Fabric in trial mode.
Yes.
If it is younger than 90 days, it's not possible currently, but there is always workarounds for that kind of things. Okay, one last chance. Don't be shy. Any question from the audience, please?
Yes.
Amir, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you for this presentation. It's really interesting. I'm a senior data engineer working full-time in Fabric right now today. I would like to maybe ask or mention maybe if I think if we change like the direct query or the Power BI with another front, the reaction it will be better, I think. I don't know if you agree with this idea. I mean, to share it, I mean, to connect directly to the Custo with another tool of a front, maybe it will be the latency, it will be less. That's what I mean.
Do you mean this real-time dashboards?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. They're still load heavy, so I think in terms of CU, it might be not this big advantage, but they are definitely more built for the real time. In Power BI, from my perspective, I still think I'm more flexible about the design and all this stuff. So it's more a comfort decision. It's definitely, I think, good practice nowadays also to use this real-time dashboards. So to be honest, then like 8 months ago, I think they were not so stable for me, and that's why I say, okay, Power BI is a comfort zone. But yes, definitely worth mentioning. There is also an object inside of the real-time stack that you also can use. It's made for real-time sources. Power BI is like the flexible Swiss knife you can use for everything. And this is like the real-time component here. Yeah, thanks for that.
Thanks for your question, Amir. Anyone else? Please don't be shy. I think your session is crystal clear. So
Yeah.
no questions.
It's like real-time analytics is a stack. It's very compact in some way. It's sometimes it feels strange, but there are only a few components. You can build a lot of stuff from this.
Exactly. Okay. If there is no question, I'm waiting. Okay, that was your last chance. Thanks a lot, Arthur. That was a great demonstration of real-time streaming in Fabric. It's a great idea, great demo. And thanks a lot for joining me today.
Yeah,
Hope to
thanks
see you
for
face-to-face in next FabCon.
Yes, I hope so. I hope so. Then let's meet in Barcelona.
Okay, yeah, it is at Barcelona next year. I don't remember the time.
Yeah, it's
March?
1st of October. No, the FabCon Europe. The FabCon in US is in March in Atlanta.
I have no intention to go to the US for that, but I'll go to Barcelona definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot, everyone, for joining us today.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.